To the MMOs.com podcast. We're now at episode 43, and this is Altai, joined by
Omer,
Big Gumbo,
Matt,
Shurelia.
All right, guys, and there's a lot of personal stuff we want to get to because you notice there's different backgrounds for Aaron and I right now. But there's some big MMO news which I just saw today. Sean linked it to me earlier, and I feel like we got to cover this first because it's just really weird. Okay, it's I didn't cover this in the weekly news too because it came out today. Jagex, the guys behind RuneScape, were sold to a Chinese mining company in Shandong.
Yep.
Yes. Iron ore mining company in China literally bought Jagex.
So what is
$300
he?
million.
$300 million.
So they went from real life mining to a game where you mine.
Yeah.
You
No,
mine.
but then, like, are they hypocrites to like not allow gold farming? Right.
That is crazy, to be honest. I did not see that coming.
It's
at all.
such weird news. Like, holy shit, how is this happening? Like, I think, is this a state-owned company, if anybody knows? Or is it just like a regular...
I don't know.
From what I could tell from the Financial Times article, this company's been accruing debt and they haven't been profitable for a while. So I don't know if they're just buying into Jagex for some type of stable long-term investment, but...
It doesn't make any sense. They're not even in the same industry.
I don't
There's
know.
no way they can make money.
I feel like
I don't
they
know.
just rolled the dice and they're like, MMOs seem to be doing well. Let's get into that now.
Yo, we should email these guys. Like, hey, you guys want to buy MMOs.com for $100 million? You know, you guys are,
Like
you
the
know,
long-
go hand in hand with Jagex. You know? If these guys are buying, you know, video game companies, why not a, you know, video game publishing website? You know, like a game review website. They go hand in hand.
Well, let's also list, there's many companies that are owned now by Chinese companies. I mean, you may know that Riot is owned by, who is it? Is it Tencent?
Tencent, yes, but they're real
Tencent
gaming
owns
company.
Riot. Okay, but who owns, isn't ArenaNet owned by a Chinese company, or am I wrong in saying that?
They're owned by NCSoft, and that's Korean.
Korean, yep.
Okay.
Korean, Chinese, it's all the same.
Wow.
Wow, shoot, that is just rude. So, oddly, this is not the only... Go ahead.
What I noticed though is you said 300 million, right?
Yeah.
Doesn't that feel really low for a company that's had a game that's that successful for that long?
It does feel low.
Here's the issue.
I thought that too.
Here's the issue with RuneScape. I was going to mention it earlier. They're literally a one-hit wonder. And it's not like they haven't tried. They've tried... They had, I think, some kind of Gundam or robot-themed game in development. They got canceled.
Transformers.
Yes, robots. See, I was right. And then they were trying to... They were trying to publish for a while too. Like all the developers try that, you know. Like Tryon tried that too. Well, I guess it's working for Tryon. But yeah, they closed the games they were publishing. So it's a one-hit wonder for the past like 15 years plus. So
They've tried dozens of games, like really unknown games that no longer exist today. Do you guys remember that strategy game they published?
yep.
It was a shitty
Three
Ebony
Kingdoms,
slash
something?
something like that. Yeah,
Yeah, Three
it didn't
Kingdoms.
go anywhere, but they tried.
Then they also bought Planetarian, which was a ridiculously popular browser strategy game for a while.
But 300 million does sound low. But as Aaron said, they're a one-hit wonder. So when you're a one-hit wonder, it's just if that game dies, they're done. So they can only command so much money. But what's weird too is they're not the only Chinese company to do this. Were you guys following the story of Warframe? Because Warframe is easily one of the most successful free-to-play games like of all time in the West now. It's always on the top list on Steam, right? But do you know who owns Warframe now?
Nope.
A Chinese
A
company.
Chinese meat, like a pork producing company, like a pork farm in
Pigs.
China. Those pigs, those Chinese pigs. That they
Whoa.
literally,
I was
they
talking about
literally
actual
are a pork
animal
farming
thing.
company in China. Like they partnered with Perfect World to buy it, right? But Perfect World, they bought like 3% of the company, and the other 97% is owned by this Chinese like meat packing slash biggest pork producer in China. Like, what the hell are they doing in Western gaming markets?
Maybe they just have so much excess money, they're just throwing it at the wall and they're just seeing what sticks. I don't know.
Excess money. Who here has excess money?
I
would
have
like
some
to have
excess money.
That's a
Oh,
good problem
if I
to
didn't
have.
have excess money, I wouldn't have bought Black Desert. Right? I had money I didn't expect to have, and I bought in the game. So
Is there like too much money in your pocket that's weighing you down? You gotta like throw some away. Is
yeah,
this
that's
excess?
how I work out. I just put all the bills in my pocket in my sweatpants. I go to the gym, hey ladies, and I do my lunges as dollar bills fly out.
You do lunges? That's like such a girl exercise.
You know, I like the girly exercises
You
and I
gotta-
like the
you
girly
gotta work your
drinks.
pelvis
No
region,
shame.
All right. Come on.
No shame.
Hashtag no shame. But that is just weird. Anyway, let's also get to why What has everybody else been doing this week besides Aaron and I first?
Well, Matt's been playing a lot of BDO, and I have not been playing as I want to. I feel like I haven't done anything for the last week, but go ahead, Matt.
I've been playing way too much BDO, but anyways, we discovered this funny thing, right? So apparently if you're a red player and you go into a safe zone and you go into your house, you can't see the player there, but you can kill them. Like, you can walk into the empty housing thing. You know how you can go in the empty instance?
Yeah.
You can. I saw. I went in there because like one of my guildmates goes, "Oh hey, there's a red player in the safe zone here. I see it because my dog found it and there's a beam of light or something. I don't remember how it shows up, but we go into the empty house and we're looking around and I'm just like, there's a red crosshair floating in the middle of the screen. So I start attacking it and there's a health bar at the top that starts going down. And then he dies. So then they take the name from chat and they use it to find out whose house it was, right? So then we go into his house, one of our witches reses him, and then we kill him again. And we keep doing
Matt
that.
the Griefer.
That's a pretty cool.
Matt the Griefer.
I didn't expect you to become the villain.
Well, he's a red
Well,
player, so he deserves it.
He was red in a safe zone.
Oh, the other guy was red, I see.
Yeah. So, yeah, we keep doing that, and then eventually he disappears, and we find him at the node, and we kill him again. Because our guildmaster puts in chat, like, right, so apparently there's a chance to drop armor on death, so we're all sitting here killing him over and over, like, is he going to drop armor for us?
My question is, why does he keep accepting your res?
He doesn't have to accept it, and he was AFK.
Oh, that's funny.
That's funny.
Oh. Yep, that'll do it.
So Matt, what level are you now, too?
Max.
Oh man,
First
I
year.
got straight up exploiter over here.
Matt's such a bully, right?
I know.
And then,
I'm
and
feeling
then,
triggered. I'm feeling triggered, Matt.
The triggering.
I'm triggering me with your bullying.
so, even funnier, last night, Kat finds an RP group, right? So we go, follow around this RP group. She gets the entire guild to follow this RP group, basically. And we all have the camo now, so we're all, like, sneaking around behind them with the camo. And then eventually, one of our guild members that doesn't have the camo runs up and starts beating the crap out of some things and, like, goes on about how, like, for Narnia and charging in. And eventually, the RP group acknowledges him as a mercenary, so the rest of us start going up there and being like, we are the Bushmen, and we will help you out. So the RP guys start acknowledging that the Bushmen are a real thing.
Bushman and Black Desert Online, nice.
Fun fact, guys. When we picked the server, I don't know if you knew this, Matt, when you picked it, but that's the unofficial RP server. Orwin.
Yep,
Yeah,
I heard
really?
that.
Yeah. Did you know that, Matt, or was this just a guess?
We didn't know that, but I learned that RP groups will literally walk everywhere, like they're holding caps lock, walking everywhere.
Oh my god, I hate that.
I've heard of that. I've heard that before.
And then every 5 minutes they stop and go through like this 10-minute session of like, we gotta charge in there, blah blah blah. They were doing like a 10-minute session about where they should park their horses. It was ridiculous.
I feel like RP guilds and groups like that are fun if you have a lot of time to kill, because really it can be pretty fun, but it just goes really slow. So if you got time to kill though, it's an experience.
I beat in Final Fantasy.
Nice.
I've only RP'd back in the day of Ultima Online. I have not RP'd since.
I feel like a lot of girls RP. So any cute girls in that group, Matt, you can hook us up with?
No.
They're all dudes.
Wow.
They're all dudes playing girls like us. Come on.
Yeah, that's probably true too. All right.
All right, so I have a small
There are apparently
story.
there are
Girls
apparently
with
some
dons.
females in the RP group, but I don't know which ones they are.
They're RPing as non-fat girls when they play games. Anyway.
So Matt, what level did you get to Black Desert Online too? Let's get
Max.
that.
He's Max. He said it.
I thought there was
I'm
no max.
No, I'm at 50, which is max.
But can you technically go higher than that?
Yeah, but
Yeah,
that's
you can, but it takes forever.
It's considered the max. All right.
All right.
But I did learn you can get wrecked by a level 53 that's geared out higher than you.
Shu and Sean, what have you been up to then?
What have I been up to?
Sean goes first.
Well, it's my people's holiday coming up, which is St. Patrick's Day. So I went to a parade this weekend. I didn't really play. I don't really have any MMO stories, to be honest. I haven't played as much Black Desert as I would have liked. So yeah, I've been busy with St. Patrick's shenanigans. The whole, Irish people don't know when to stop. So unfortunately, I have nothing else.
From my experience with It's Always Sunny in Philly, St. Patrick's Day is just you just get drunk at bars. Is that how you properly celebrate St. Patrick's Day, or is that just a TV thing?
When it's a family, you go to grandma's. And then it's the same
That's
thing.
boring.
I'm actually making
Not when grandma knows how to party.
tomorrow. Do you eat that,
What did you say,
Sean? I said I'm making corned beef tomorrow.
Yeah, I ate corned beef already. Corned beef, cabbage, Irish soda bread,
So
Guinness, trifle. No one knows trifle. That's like the special secret Irish thing.
Is that like don't trifle with me?
Yeah, kind of. It's more of like an FU to the British. Don't trifle with us again. So, it's really it. Got nothing else.
Right. Shoot.
Well, I've been pretty busy. I've been moving to my new house, and pretty much that's it.
Did you get your DDR machine yet?
No, I'm working on it right now. I'm gonna get it soon. And
She's
then,
in the process of procuring an illegal DDR machine because they can only sell them to like the arcades, so she's got to get a Chinese bootleg.
I gotta what else am I gonna do? Oh yeah, I got a cat magically. I was moving, and like the day that we were moving in, I was really exhausted because I was packing the night before. I went to sleep, and I woke up and I had a cat.
What's the cat's name?
Huh?
What's the cat's name?
Loli. The cat's name is Loli. I didn't even pick that. That was just my grandma. It's my grandma's cat because my grandma's moving back to Japan soon, so she's kind of living here for a while until she moves back, and so we get to keep her cat because she can't take it with her. And the cat's name is Loli. I'll just type it in.
Sure. Have you once had to say? Have you ever once scratched the cat's ear and be like, "What a cute little pussy, you Loli, you"?
Wow, man.
And before somebody tunes in at that exact moment on the podcast and they hear me saying that, but look, context, all right? It makes sense. It's not even perverted in that context.
Important. Very important.
She's a pretty cute cat. I mean, there's pictures of her on Twitter. I could find.
Nice.
You can find it from me, Omer. But yeah, pretty much just been moving. And I've been cooking a lot, and I'm setting up a kitchen lab. And I want to get into espressos. That's my new thing.
Just buy an espresso machine. Is that easier?
Dude, they're expensive. That's what I'm buying. I'm gonna buy an espresso. But a manual one, so I can make it legit. No cheating here. We don't cheat here on MMOs.com.
The legit stuff. I like it.
You should make a cappuccino bar called MMOs.com, and then people don't know what the heck you're talking about, or what it has to do with coffee.
Every time they buy a coffee, you give them experience somehow. You give a receipt as experience with them. And every time they get 100 experience, they level up, and the biggest bar gets higher and higher, and you get a bigger discount every time.
It's like those stamp cards. Oh, and you get more in your menu when you.
Yeah. Your menu expands. Right? Otherwise, you can only order the basic. You're a basic bitch the first time you walk in. Okay, and you can only order filter coffee and cappuccino. That's it.
Check it out. And then you can pay a certain amount per month to have an XP boost.
Yes, yeah. And
right.
You get double the XP rate.
And we'll have pink cups. We'll have pink cups with cosmetics.
And once you get max level, you have to maintain it because otherwise you start decreasing experience. But when you're max level, everything's 70% off. Fucking
kickstart this shit, guys.
Make it happen, boys. Yeah, MMOs.com coffee shop, all right. And every once in a while, an orc comes in, and if you're not paying attention, he comes behind you and just punches you in the back, takes your shit and runs.
I like it. So we're gonna allow PK in this coffee shop.
Yeah. It's open PvP, all right. All right.
So finally, let's get to us two. As you guys can see,
let's do it quick.
Yeah, we have a different background. We're both in Turkey, and I think we're both sick. Actually, my brother got me sick on the plane, so taking antibiotics.
I got everybody sick on the plane. It was a 10-hour flight, right? And the whole time I'm coughing ridiculously. And as the flight goes by, more and more people are coughing, right? But 6 hours in, half the plane is coughing. 10 hours in, I got everyone, boys. I got them all.
Well, I learned one thing on this trip. My brother is a huge pussy. All right, he's literally dying. He's sitting next to me I'm dying. Please help me. he was like carrying my like little laptop bag because like he's like I'm gonna fall asleep. I can't move. I'm so sick.
I was really sick, right? I was really sick.
When we get to Turkey, we go to the hospital. Okay, our one of our cousins is a doctor, so we kind of like get a blood test order for free. My blood test shows that I'm actually like 3 times sicker than him. My white blood cell count is 3 times higher. Okay, my inflammation rate is way higher, and he's complaining about dying the whole time.
I was really bad for that moment there. I'm fine now.
Yeah.
I bucked up. I'm okay now.
Or if you wanted to read into it a different way, Omer's immune system just kicked that much ass in that small amount of time.
Yeah, if I can. There you go. I like Shu's explanation better.
Just murk the sickness like instantly, right?
You didn't murk nothing.
All right. Well, let's get to not Ragnarok Online. What am I talking about? Tree of Savior Online, all right? Not Ragnarok Online.
Did the news come out while I was gone?
Yeah, you're not gonna like it either.
Oh, all right. Let's hear it then. Give it to me straight, guys. I've never heard this before. First time impression, okay?
First time impression. Well, Tree of Savior will be launching as an early access game starting March 22nd, but it's coming. Tree of Savior, it'll cost $49.99 for the first Founders Pack to get the early access, and there will be 3 stages of early access. Depending on how much you pay, determines when you will be able to join the game. So it looks like if you decide to buy the $30 Founders Pack, you'll get to play as early as April 21st. If you decide to wait and buy the $19.99 Founders Pack, you'll get to play May 20th, and free-to-play players will get to play June 19th. So Tree of Saviors decided they want to milk the money and try and build off their little hype train to get as many players in as they can before the free-to-play launch.
It's a free-to-play game, but it has like
an early access. So you can
really
play
huge.
early on.
It's exclusive access. Come on.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's like a month gap. Guys,
No,
actually,
shoot.
3-month gap.
It's a 3-month gap.
But how much is the top one?
50.
$50.
And hey, it'll be worth
buying
it
it,
because
baby.
it'll be worth it because it comes with 2 accessories, which everyone knows is at least $70.
Whoa.
This is not Black Desert, all right? They're not $30 each.
Can I get a?
They are actually $30 each in Korea.
Really?
Can I get a
Oh
link
my
to this,
God.
by the way?
Yeah,
Yes.
I linked it in the Slack.
They do have a really cute
Damn
picture
it.
on the official news post. Look at that. That's fun.
I really don't like this business model though, because they're charging. I mean, they got to make money, right? This is a really smart way to make money. Like, I think it's a really good business decision on their end, but it's just really frustrating. I mean, the game is free to play, but like, it's almost some games actually go free to play. They start as buy to play, and they go free to play within like 3 months, right? This game is going to be like monetizing all the people willing to pay, and then going free to play. It's really smart, but as somebody who wants to play without paying up front, it just seems frustrating.
Everybody's going to be max level before you get to play.
It's kind of scummy. It's kind of scummy.
This is really scummy. I just read the news, and maybe you guys explained it, but I missed it. Black Desert, depending on how much you pay, you got like 24 hours, 40 hours, or 90 hours head start. This game, each tier is like a month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's absurd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, guess who's buying it? I am. GG.
All right, I guess I'm sticking with Black Desert. I mean,
I'm buying it right now, baby.
It's oh my god. We have to wait till June 19th to play for free. June 19th for free users, and then $50 you want to play in like 2 weeks.
if it was $20
It's crazy.
and you have to wait like a couple of days, I guess that's like normal today these days, right?
But wait,
Yeah.
isn't the fact that you get a whole month give it more value? I know it's shitty, right? But with Black Desert, if just imagine that you paid $50 more just to get that 24-hour head start, that would seem like it wasn't worth it, right?
Right.
It's all the accessories, why not to make it worth it? This is pretty much you're just paying for that 1 month head start. So like you're paying an additional $20 to play 1 month ahead because I don't know, this hair accessory looks like garbage. I don't know how much value 600 TP has, but you're pretty much paying money. Yeah, you're paying money just for the time, not for anything else.
Exactly, and it's stupid.
Wait, how-
Yeah, I don't like it either, but
Well, actually, basically half of the Conquerors package owners from Black Desert said that they only bought it to get the 24-hour head start and to grind their way to 50 right away.
No, I mean I get that. I don't mind a couple days head start, but a month between is just stupid. I think.
I
I
don't
will
think
admit-
anyone else has done it. This much of a gap
Yeah.
between early access for open beta and then for paying users and free use. It's like the game that did like stretched out the most.
Yep.
I will admit that it is extremely scummy, but I'm willing to do it because I don't want a shit ton of people on my server, and I want to farm it up, by myself.
So, do you guys think there's a chance this backfires? Because let's think about it. A lot of games, like, you can play them. Listen, there's a lot of games you can play for a couple of months, right, when they come out, and if you play it a lot, you could easily get burnt out of Tree of Savior before the 3 months are up. If you play it like all day, let's say, right? So I think a lot of people are actually going to quit before, because again, all the people that are buying $50 packages are the hardcore players. They're going to play a lot, and a lot of those guys can easily quit before the 3 months are up.
I don't think it's
I
going to be
think-
that big a deal. I think enough people are going to come in with the free-to-play launch that it's not going to matter at all.
I think there's two issues actually. One is I feel like 3 months is usually enough for people to clear most of the content in the game.
Yes.
So if you're waiting until launch, if you're waiting a 3 month gap before launch, right? That means you're not gonna have content lined up for 3 months. So like think about it in terms of like Blade and Soul, right? Like they launched, they immediately had like content coming out, right? Like within a couple of weeks. So what's Tree of Savior gonna do in the 3 months? Like where are the people gonna go? Like me, like what, if I play in and like I get to max level, what do I do while I'm waiting for public content, right?
It might be rough because the benefit of Blade and Soul was that the game was out in Korea for like 3+ years already, where this game is still new everywhere, so there won't be anything else really.
That's what I mean. The other issue is that free-to-play players will be highly discouraged from playing the game, knowing that everyone else has a 3 month head start. Because I mean, think about it. Like, if you were like, "Wow, you want to play this new game?" and it's like, it just came out, except people have been playing for 3 months and they have all the top tier shit already. They have all the crafting professions maxed. Like, you can't ever compete with them. So,
but it's not really competition there. Like, with
I don't think that's going to be as big an issue as you think it is.
The issue won't be competition. It will be this. I know a lot of friend groups that wanted to play this together, right? What this is going to force is fragmentation among that friend group. So basically, they're not going to end up playing together, maybe for like 6 months or plus, because they're going to be different stages of advancement.
Founders packs, yeah.
Or they could all just buy the same thing or wait.
Well, that's the thing.
But they're not going to.
The friend group is such a way that some of them will buy it right away, right? Some flat out won't until it's free. So now it's broken.
That's called poor planning.
I mean, this is not like a raiding group guild. This is just a group a group.
A group of casual friends, just like, let's say like 10 people you know from Ragnarok Online that you just kept in touch with. People, a lot of people have friend groups like that. Some of the hardcore players will buy it right away. Other ones, like, they don't have the money to shell out $50 to play a free-to-play game 3 months early. Like, $50 is decent money. It's not chump change. Like, at least with Black Desert Online, it's like, what was it, $30? That's more palatable. I think a lot of people are not going to be able to just jump into this for $50.
No, I think this is going to be successful. This is going to be successful.
People have the money. I mean,
well, people are going to buy in, and enough people will buy it and prove that this is a successful way to go about it. And I think we will see this more and more. Undoubtedly.
It's smart.
Undoubtedly.
See, I think the bigger issue is every time I read something about Tree of Savior, it feels like I'm reading somebody trying to be like, okay, so let's see how much we can get away with before people get so pissed that we actually lose money.
Yeah,
well,
I
you got to push
that.
up against the wall, right? That's what people are going to do.
Yeah.
So I think this is good. This is the new norm. Enjoy your months ahead of early access. If you want to play your game, you better fork over $60 for a free-to-play title, and we'll give you some stupid kawaii hair accessory and some gold that doesn't afford anything in the cash shop.
Whoa, Sean, $50, not 60. Come on.
I wish at
$50,
this
I'm
point.
sorry.
I wish it was just subscription at this point. Like.
No,
they would
it's not going to work.
That would not work.
No, subs are dead.
I wish it were. I mean, I wish it were, but yeah.
A lot of
I know
people
it
say
won't
that,
be,
and
but-
I don't know.
That thing is absurd.
I personally like subscription the most. That's my personal favorite model. Even though I know that free to play is really good. Like, it's just what I prefer as a player. I'm not saying it's the best model.
You're the only one I know of literally dozens of people that I know played Ragnarok that played on the official server.
That's true. You are also the only person I know that played on the official
Me
server.
too.
Yeah.
You're the only one, Shu.
Which I found amazing.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense to me. Why would you pay for that?
Shu, you paid money to play Ragnarok at 1x rates. How do you feel?
That's rough. That's impressive. It's impressive. It's
Well, for me, it had like the officialness of it. It was like it felt stable. Like there wasn't going to be some server drama that was going to fuck everything over. It was just.
But the server drama.
Wait, we're missing something here. Omer literally just said a podcast or two ago that if they had a classic Ultima server, he'd pay for it, but he didn't pay for the classic Ragnarok experience.
The classic Ragnarok experience sucks.
The classic Ragnarok experience sucks.
It sucked, dude. That's why. Classic Ultima is the best.
Like
the classic Ragnarok was brutal.
That seems like a metric that is like completely subjective, whereas what you said before is not.
Wait, but the metric is actually not subjective because the private servers had better events, they had like better communities.
They had more players. They made more money in every measurable way.
Yeah, they had more players. It was it wasn't even like close.
Yep.
You could argue that the private Ultima servers weren't that great because the new Ultima server had more players when they launched all the new content, right? But there is no argument for private servers of Ragnarok being inferior because they have, even today, there are so many people still playing on private servers for Ragnarok versus the official servers. The official servers are largely dead compared to the private ones. So it shows you that people want to play on the private servers. Even though the official servers are free to play now too. It just, you get more varied content. People customize content, custom events, custom items.
That is like the biggest
thing
about private servers.
Yeah.
Good shit.
Good shit, yeah, hells yeah.
People are comparing Black Desert Online to this as well because people were willing to pay for BDO, as we've all seen, because we got in pretty early. So everybody we saw when we logged in paid like the full amount to play, right? Like, what was it? What was the full founders pack? $100? Yeah. So
the max, yeah.
And the servers were packed, right? So people are willing to pay. It's just that. But the difference is this is not a buy to play game because BDO was buy to play at launch too. This is going to be free to play eventually. So they're the only one who's trying this model where they're really monetizing as much as possible based on what everybody's limits are: 1 month, 2 months, 3 months early, and then free. So they're getting the benefit of the buy-to-play model too.
Wait, did you guys see this at the bottom? It says, we've come up with this initial access to prevent numerous bot accounts from the early stages of service and to provide a stable in-game environment for our users. Wait. So what they're saying is that, like, it's okay for 3 months and then it's just gonna be fucked, or are they gonna figure out like how to deal with bots? Or
that's a nonsense excuse. So like, all right, guys, we need to give our players a good reason we're gonna pull this shit on them. All right, okay, Joe, think of something, and like he puts that shit at the bottom, hoping people are gonna buy it. But like, no, it doesn't make any sense.
No,
like
I think a lot of companies actually believe that, but the thing is, like you said with Black Desert, I mean, within a week there were still bots everywhere, and they were still selling gold through the use of potions.
Yep. We took out player trading like gold spam. Gold spam is all chat is now. They had a patch recently, this past week, that was supposed to make gold spam harder. I log in right to the patch. What do I see? Like, buyforgold.com, buyforgold.com, buyforgold.com.
Well, see, what they were going to do is they were going to make it increase the amount of energy used in chat on a if you repeatedly put messages into channel chat, but they didn't do that. They left it, so.
I think the moral of the story is Tree of Saviors, time-based early access system is going to work, my prediction, and people will be pissed until the game goes free to play, and then everyone will forget this happened.
Possible.
Yeah, it's definitely going to work. That's the problem. I mean, if people are willing to pay that $100 or the $50 extra to get 2 days extra in Black Desert, I mean, this month's early thing is going to feel like a gold mine for them.
No, people will pay.
I mean, 50. I mean, like 50 is a lot of people can justify the 50 as that's how much a game costs, right? So like people will buy it. It's not.
But you can justify if the game costs money, Shu. Just like paying $50 to play 3 months early is different. I mean, I think people swallowed in Black Desert for a good reason.
I'm not saying it's okay. I'm saying that's what people are going to use to justify themselves buying it, right?
And I also think the other thing is, and what people fail to account for in a lot of Founders Pack things, based on what I'm looking at, 600 TP is like $60 of Cash Shop cash. So a lot of people are going to look at it like, I was planning to spend $60 of Cash Shop cash anyways. Why not just throw it in now and get the 3 months extra?
Yeah, that's fair. If they're giving you other stuff that's worth it, it's not just cosmetics. You get the $60 worth of Cash Shop stuff. That's okay then. It makes it more palatable.
Is that how much it is? Okay.
One last thing on Ragnarok. I mean, not Ragnarok. I keep saying Ragnarok. Tree of Savior. Is the was the gold spam in BDO as not really true? Say was the gold spam as bad in BDO today as the Blade and Soul gold spam? Because Blade and Soul had some of the worst gold spam I've seen in a game ever.
I didn't play Blade and Soul.
When I remember, it's about in terms of spamming the chat, it's about the same. You know, every 3 lines it's gold spam. So
And it's unusable. The chat
it makes it very difficult.
But she didn't
We
play
played Blade Soul
BDO,
recently.
so she doesn't know.
What's up?
Alright, so new other early access game. Paragon.
Paragon.
What is Paragon?
A weird-ass Unreal MOBA.
That's good. It's a science fiction MOBA from Epic Games, running on Unreal Engine 4. Erhan here is adamant that it's a test demo. I'm akin to agree. Paragon is entering early access on March 18th, and they have 3 tiers of Founders Packs, which is the typical way to go about it, at an entry price of $19.99, with a mid-tier and high-tier Founders Pack costing $59.99 and $99.99 respectively. The game will be going free-to-play as an open beta in summer 2016. The difference between Paragon and Tree of Saviors early access, or exclusive access, is that all players will be getting the game on March 18th. One interesting note is if you buy the higher tier Founders Packs, you actually get a second Founders Pack to give to a friend. I think that's a pretty cool incentive. And then, of course, if you wanted to go in with a friend and kind of split the game, you know, it halves the price. So instead of paying $60, you'll pay $30 each, which is pretty neat, and you'll get all the goodies. So, who's excited for Paragon?
Not me.
Nope.
I'm casually interested only for the reason that it's like a third-person shooter MOBA, but like I'm not gonna pay for it.
No.
I mean,
I have no interest in Paragon.
just look at these graphics, guys. Don't they just scream generic to you? Like, there's no soul.
Yes,
There's no
100%.
spirit or soul.
Okay, no, it screams we made this to throw in as assets for the Unreal Engine, and then
Yes.
decided to make a game out of it
Exactly, that's
instead.
my point. Like, look what else you can do with Unreal. You know, that's what this game is about.
Like it's got that quality, especially like the lighting. They didn't like try to make the lighting look like a full-on game. It's like somebody that goes in and throws some lights here and there, and they say, "Oh, hey, look, I've got a tech demo," and I'm like, "Okay, you guys made the engine. You can do better than this."
Okay, you know what this reminds me of? You guys remember like 10 years ago? There used to be those GPU like rendering tests that would tell you your benchmarks.
There's still
Yeah.
those.
Oh,
They still
yeah.
have those, buddy.
This game,
The future marks.
Yeah, future mark. This game looks like that thing that runs when you're like just waiting for it to it's crunch.
Yeah.
Doesn't it?
I can see that.
Yes.
I can see that.
They literally turned a benchmark into a game.
I do
How are they
believe
planning
this-
on monetizing this? Do you guys know?
Well, I was actually
Selling
just
early
going to read this
access.
quote from the developers, from Epic. The quote is, Paragon is designed so that every player can compete and win without ever spending money. All heroes are free, and cards can only be earned by playing the game. So I think what's going to come down to is going to be skins. They're going to monetize by skins. And again, I think this also adds to the notion that they don't plan on profiting off this. This is really serving as a tech demo. But I imagine it will be skins and other cosmetic goodies.
Yeah.
Because I remember recently, was it Eurogamer who interviewed Epic Games about it, where Epic decided they said that they will never ever sell the cards as cards like Paladins. They'll never sell cards. They'll never sell items that could be constituted as pay to
Never
win.
say never. They're going. I mean,
But
if they see
I
the
just
money,
wanna
they're going
bring
to
up-
do it.
The H1Z1 also made some promises. Payday 2. So, but again, this also adds to the notion that it is just this big demo for them to push on, which is cool. You know, might as well turn it into a game, right?
They're
But I won't be
definitely
paying.
flattering themselves by saying we're never going to sell cards or whatever. Like as if as if anyone would buy them for this game.
Okay, and I want to expand on what the Aaron said. The game has no soul. Look at the trailer.
No.
Like there really is no soul. Look at the stylized characters that you have in Overwatch or in any other MOBA.
Paladins.
Like
Even Paladins.
or Paladins. The characters
Yeah.
have to be something. You got the one generic husky big guy with the shield, right? He's obviously the tanky guy, right? It just the character looks so terrible.
Not terrible.
The characters,
It-
generic.
the
It's really
characters
bad
look-
for a MOBA
like-
game because you want to be able to relate. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, you know, you want to like the characters, and I mean, it's hard to tell, like, you know, who's who, and like, it's like you said, they have no personality. It's like
It's gray washed.
Very
Yeah.
very watched.
that's a good term. I like that.
I think no soul is definitely the best description I've heard of Paragon. I think that's what we'll write in the full review. No soul, 0 out of 10 IGN.
That depends
So-
how
So,
much Unreal pays
I've got a good description of how this works. It's like they retooled a bunch of RTS assets.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna call it right now. Complete flop on Paragon. What do you guys think? I'm gonna say it's gonna be a complete flop.
No, not a complete flop.
Complete,
Not a complete
an
flop.
Utter.
No.
Utter
It's
failure.
free to play. It can't be a complete flop. I think
I think it's gonna be fine.
Free-to-play
It's
game
epic.
review on MMOs.com. They're all flops.
Yeah, but those free to play games are. Those free to play games. I can't find the right word for this. I think that because it's Epic Games and because you're already hyping it up now, and because if it's on Steam, is it going to be on Steam? If it's going to be an independent
Okay.
client, I'll agree on the flop.
I think it's going to be on their own client. Because Unreal.
Oh, they
doesn't
have their own launcher, right?
They do have their
Yeah,
own
okay.
launcher.
Okay. Flop that.
Mr. Random games on MMOs.com. Like,
No, I know. I do it all the time.
Maestia, is it booming? No, it's a flop. All right. Battle of the Immortals, complete flop. Shall I keep going? Soldier Front
I think
2.
for
By the way, it
one-
already shut down anyway.
All right.
So.
Speaking of flops and shutdowns, guys, I got a nice piece of news.
Go ahead.
So Carbine,
Oh,
the
yeah.
guys who make WildStar, there was
Yeah.
some rumors about a layout, then it got confirmed. I think 70 people were let go, and the Chinese version was canceled. Did I hit all the right marks?
Yeah,
Yeah, all
and
the right
they're actually over half the game development studio. Well, nearly half. They said nearly half. So 70 people. They let go of half their studio, which does not bode well for WildStar. I know that makes you very
I'm
happy.
sure she was happy.
Now, I do want to point out that WildStar's Chad Moore said there are still exciting days ahead. That's from the game director, and to me that just sounds like the promising words of someone who knows the ship is sinking into the sea. It's like the captain of the Titanic saying, "Oh, we're still gonna make it. We're still gonna get to America." It just
Captain's going
all
down
things
the
are
ship.
boding poorly.
Yeah, but the PR speak is kind of funny. They're like, this is just a normal transition from like a in development game to a launched game. Like, no, it's not.
They called it a reorganization. Yeah, a reorganization, right to the grave.
Reorganization is definitely a death term in any business.
Yeah.
It does not bode well.
Well, technically, bankruptcy is a reorganization. So they didn't want to use the word bankruptcy, I guess. But when you're in bankruptcy, it's called bankruptcy reorganization. People just shorten it to bankruptcy, but it's not a good term, right?
It is
And-
interesting to note, WildStar is going to be on Steam.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Now-
Yeah. There's no
I'm-
release date on that yet, though.
I'm curious to watch the numbers, and I will be watching the day before. You know, well, you can't really watch them the day before, but I'll be watching them from day one to see what it looks like, and then watch that slow graph just kind of bundle down here.
So the Daiwa Securities, the South Korean investment bank that predicted the demise of, WildStar, they've been. I think they're going to be pretty accurate. For refreshers, we mentioned in the previous podcast that the investment bank predicted that NCSoft will record $0 in revenue from WildStar by Q4 2016. So they're expecting WildStar to be completely shut down worldwide by the end of this year. And do you guys believe that's going to pan out?
Well, all the signs seem to be pointing that way.
Yeah.
I want to know what data they had that let them predict that, because that wasn't revealed, right? They don't show you.
It's just their own research. I guess they have a guy playing the game. They read the forum. Like, they have a research analyst that goes to, like, all the
Right.
forums. They measure the search traffic on the game. They gauge the interest and stuff like that.
Interesting.
Yeah,
I
it's not-
told them that the game sucked a long time ago.
Wow. All right. Well,
Yo.
They should just
It's like-
change their name to Supernova already.
Supernova, that's also an iffy game.
No, because then they're gonna be dead. Get it?
Okay.
Ha.
Aha! WildStar Supernova,
well,
nice.
first of all, only a big star can go supernova. So
Oh, that's true.
WildStar was
Yeah.
never a big game, so it cannot go supernova. It's more like what do I call it when they expand and then
White Dwarf.
maybe White Dwarf. There you go.
Someone throw some astrophysics terms out there.
Pulsar.
One last thing on WildStar was the developer diary from, I think, 2 months ago or 1 month in February. They were pretty optimistic in the developer diary because, again, they laid out what the updates will be for the coming year.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's what they kind of have to do. The original article about the 70 layoffs, they said people there thought it was just like it was going to sink anyway. Like the people there, the morale wasn't good, if I remember reading that correctly, and people just expect to go straight down. So I think unless they get a sudden surge in popularity, it's possible when they launch on Steam, it'll be a big deal. But with no release date or timetable for the Steam launch, it might even shut down before then.
They better hurry. They're ticking.
NCSoft,
The time is limited.
NCSoft has a pretty bad luck with Western developers.
Guys, I want to do a thought experiment here.
I think you're mixing it up. I think you've got there's a rumor because that Paragon apparently received reports that they remaining employees were told that the game would not be lasting much longer.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it is. It's a rumor.
Yeah, it's a rumor.
But it's not that the employees thought it was going down. It's that the management supposedly told the employees to not expect it to last much longer.
Okay.
That's pretty much the same thing.
Yeah.
That sounds like a fact to me.
Yeah. I'll do a little thought experiment, guys. A little MMOs.com experiment, all right? This is for our consulting business we're going to start.
Oh, yeah,
together, right?
go ahead. That's right.
Listen. NCSoft calls us up, all right? Matt, Erhan, Shu, Sean, listen. I'm bringing the team in. I'm bringing the A-team in.
All right.
Take millions of dollars. They each give us $1 million bonus, all right? And they said, save WildStar. You have a $10 million development budget to change it, and you have a $5 million marketing budget. Save the game. What would you do?
All right, step one.
Don't matter.
Don't pay
should
$1
be like
close
this.
it and
bonuses.
Hold on, one at a time.
Don't pay $1
Go.
million bonuses to assholes on YouTube. That'll save the
Okay,
$5
that's
million
step one. That's step one. I like it. That's a good step. But let's just say it already happened.
Okay.
If we save it, we get the $1 million bonus, all right? If we save the game, we get a $1 million bonus.
At least give us an incentive. Yeah, incentivize it.
Okay. Anybody want to start? What would you guys do?
Close it and make another game with the 10 million.
That's exactly what I was going to say. I was going to say, you guys are
save the game. Don't take it out back and shoot it. You have to save it.
I got it. Make a mobile strategy game called WildStar Battle. Okay, there you go.
All right.
Boom.
Not WildStar Tactics.
Yeah, whatever. Call it whatever
Actually,
you want.
yeah, release it, make it so it works on mobile, and then maybe you'll be okay. That's it.
A mobile Connect 3.
Oh,
guys.
Called WildStar Tactics.
The vibe I'm getting here is the game is unsalvageable. I was always
listen,
ideas.
Listen. I'm a consultant. Ready? Here's what we do.
Ready.
Match 3, but if you get a high score, if you get a certain score, you get raid gear, like top tier gear in the game.
Yeah. Oh, I like that.
All right, and then
honestly, go ahead.
Okay, and if you die, you can restart at your current score if you pay $5 in the mobile app.
Oh,
so you keep going.
This is a terrible idea.
Why?
No, but really, what I've read though is that there need to be like I think most people are complaining that there aren't enough raids. Basically,
There's not enough
content.
Because think about it,
sucks.
Your retention rate. The new player retention rate isn't down to raids. The new player retention rate. The first thing you need to do is keep the players who first start playing in the game. You got to close that gap. You got to make that first 2-hour experience memorable, enjoyable, and make people want to keep playing.
Well,
the game.
from what I've read, it's like Secret World. There's just no one there in the low-level areas, and that's kind of...
Okay, but let's imagine the game's going on Steam, so there's going to be an influx of players. You're going to have a lot of players in this new zone. That should be part of the thought experiment, right? So what do you do to make that starting area alluring? Personally, I think the aesthetic. I hated the aesthetic. So I think the entire art style for me was what turned me off, and I think, and I'm only positing that other people were turned off by this Disney trying to be Warcraft aesthetic, and it didn't feel unique enough, and I didn't feel like it had soul. If we're gonna keep throwing that word, that meaningless generic word out there, I think that, and I also think. There was no narrative to drive it. It wasn't familiar. It was trying to create this epic narrative that just you weren't already familiar with. So, yeah, put a lolly class in the game. That'll work. That always saves stuff, right?
All right. So it looks like everyone says there's no hope for WildStar.
Well, I think one of the core issues is that it's WoW, but it's not WoW. I mean, it really tried hard to be WoW.
Well, here's an idea. On a 1920 by 1080 monitor, don't make the default UI take up 2/3 of the screen.
That's a big
that's a big issue.
That's all I'm saying.
UI needs a whole overhaul.
Attacks need to be more visceral. I'm not even joking. Like that's like for real. Like
the attacks were pretty visceral in that, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, they weren't bad.
They were crappy.
Well, my class was crappy.
Hey, Shirelia, if you want a visceral attack, play Black Desert already.
Yeah, they're pretty visceral in there too.
God, yeah, it is. Yeah,
All
they
right,
are.
one last
I
thing
mean,
I want to
yeah,
say.
but Black
Well,
Desert doesn't have all the other stuff I want, so.
It does though.
Like trading.
Even Visceral
It has-
isn't
it has
all that's like a small
crafting
piece of
and all
pie.
this like other stuff.
You told me that you don't interact with anybody when you crowd. You can sell stuff
you
to
don't.
people.
You don't
I
know.
don't like that.
You sell stuff to them through the market. You don't get to do it directly, which has kind of backfired again, as we said before. It really hasn't prevented any gold selling, but that's besides the point.
All right, guys. One thing, guys. Imagine like a lot of these games when they start going down. Right, there's no hope because as players leave, it creates a perpetual loop almost. Because as more players leave, the community dwindles, and as the community dwindles, more players leave because
Black
MMOs need to have players on them. So as people are leaving, it creates a self-fulfilling prophecy where the game goes to death. Right. So why can't a company, let's say, like, create bots in the game which act as players, make the world look full? You know, like they're bots. But they're trained to like.
Have you ever seen bots not look like bots?
Hire IBM Watson to play RuneScape with you.
Yeah. Get Google DeepMind on that. They play Go and they beat the Go championship, so they can. IBM Watson play Jeopardy, so get them on that. All right.
Google's testing their AI by botting WildStar in hopes to save the failing franchise.
That'd be kind of cool though, in the future. Like, imagine you get invited to a guild. Oh, there's all this guild drama. The guild breaks up 3 months later, and then you realize all 39 other people were bots.
That'd be amazing. Guys, think about it. Because obviously, we don't have the AI technology today, right? But it's going to get better and better. And obviously, when we play MMOs, we want other people to play with us, right? It has to be a social game. Nobody wants to play an MMO if it's completely empty, even if it's the best thing in the world, right? It could be such a fun game, but you won't play it if nobody else plays because it's an MMO. So imagine the future, like let's say 50 years in the future, they have really good AI. Would you be willing to play a game if 90% of the players are bots, 99% of the players are bots, but they're such good bots that you can't even tell they're bots?
If I'm having fun,
Yeah, I
it doesn't
would.
But you
matter.
know they're
I would
bots because
love
somebody
that.
told
Yeah, I
you.
would love that.
No, that'd be
I
amazing.
play
Told you.
single-player games, so I'd play that if it's fun. Doesn't matter.
Imagine if they're so good you can't tell that they're not people unless someone tells you that they're bots. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Of course I want to experience that.
At that
But
point, they're people in our mind anyway. You know, you could like imagine going to a guild fight with one of them. Like you create this drama, and you know it's with a bot, and you like when you get angry, like shut the fuck up, you're just a bot, and he's like, fuck you, you're a bot. You create the best conversations. You know, like what can a bot say to you? It's like, no, I'm not. You're a bot.
I mean, it'd be fun. I mean, if the bot can talk about anything and respond like a human, then yeah, what's the difference? It is a person at that point, right?
Actually, I haven't
That
really
reminds me of
Oh, go ahead.
That reminds me of Bot Colony, where they actually tried to use natural language processing and had this huge, like, proprietary technology server thing that actually processed language and would spit back an answer to you based on certain algorithms.
It's pretty cool.
All right,
It didn't work as well as it should have, though.
I have an awesome idea,
All
guys.
right, guys.
MMO.
I'm going to suggest one idea to fix WildStar after, and then we can move on. Aaron, you can go.
All right, go ahead.
Wait, imagine an MMO, right? Where
Uh-huh.
you don't play the game yourself. You basically control a bot or bots that play the game, but the game is designed that way. Like it's just like
Kind of like those soccer manager games, right? Or like
I've
football
honestly
manager.
heard from multiple people and multiple kinds of people that what they enjoy the most in WoW and RuneScape is controlling bots. It says,
But you realize games have that feature built in nowadays. A lot of those Chinese games, they play for you.
Yeah, but that's just one. Like you're playing one character. They like the whole multi-boxing management. Like, imagine like the nodes in Black Desert. You're kind of managing your workers. They like doing that with individual bots.
But you realize it is a novelty because it's not allowed and they're the only ones doing it. If everyone's doing it, it's not like cool anymore.
Yeah, I wouldn't rob banks if it was legal.
Okay,
Yeah.
so can we just talk about how hard it would be to run a bot for a Twitch combat game, or to multi-box?
Oh, it'd be ridiculous. Like it'd be very difficult to
uh,
buy any real game.
I don't think
Someone
so.
did it for Black Desert.
Yeah, I don't think it'd be hard.
On like the first day that it was out, someone was multi-boxing that game.
Yeah.
It's because the difficulty is very easy. I'm just saying.
Well,
the
that's like the RPers I was talking about earlier somehow were typing during combat in Black Desert, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Look at this video; it's pretty awesome.
I mean, it depends
All right, guys.
how hard monsters you fight. Because I can casually type when I'm fighting a video. I just left right click.
It's the MMOs.com brain trust over here let me down with WildStar suggestions. So I'm gonna have to pick up the slack here. I got a solution to fix WildStar and possibly make it a successful game.
Yeah, go ahead.
You guys ready for this? I'm thinking outside the box here, all right? We already know the game as is not going to make it, right? So we got some radical changes. I think WildStar should be the first game that becomes open-ended to the point where, imagine NCSoft just takes the game, releases the engine, and says, listen, anyone can license this game from us for like $20 a month and 10% of revenues. So basically, you open up the door for private servers. You give everybody the tools to run their own server, just like Ragnarok Online. WildStar Alpha over here, WildStar Zombie Mode over here. Let players make the game they want using the tools that you give them, right? And then you just collect 10% of the cut, all the money they make.
Yeah,
Imagine
I like
Ragnarok did that for Ragnarok Online. They make more money today than they're making off the official servers. They get a small slice of all the private server money. Because you already know, as is, you can't fix WildStar. So maybe by crowdsourcing its development, getting it out there, somebody smarter than NCSoft or us will take the game and make something great out of it. And they have all the assets in there.
I like the idea, but it won't work with that game. It only works with popular games because there is a dedicated fan base willing to decipher the engine, the custom
People
engine.
play WildStar. No, but again, a key part of my question was you have some development budget. So you would use your development budget to create tools around the game. Whatever engine is built around, you make it even easier. So people like almost make the back end an RPG maker, so people can experiment with it and do what they want. Like spend your resources making it easy to create your own servers for it that way. It's just an idea.
I think you could recoup some of your losses like that, but you're never gonna turn the ship around.
But the beauty is there's nothing like. Is there like a vanilla Is there a vanilla MMORPG like server out there where you launch it and you can make your own MMORPG, like an MMORPG maker? Is there anything
Shards
out there?
Online.
Yeah, basically.
But
Shards
that's not even out yet, and you.
Well,
Yeah, it is.
You gotta be competing with
works.
that. You gotta be competing with that. Yeah.
It's not the same thing.
Also, NC
It is
Soft.
the same thing.
Well, you don't get money. You don't get the money on your own shards.
They will let you charge money.
So you get to keep the money you charge on your own shards.
Yes,
On
they
Shards
will let
Online.
you do it if you want. As it's in our interview, if you want to code in an item shop and take money, then they will let you do that. But
That's
you take
cool.
on all the legal responsibility for it.
Oh yeah.
That's really cool. I'll give them props for that because they'll be the first one to do it then.
Yep.
I think there is a market for like an RPG maker, but for an MMORPG maker that anyone can, even a small studio. It doesn't have to be like super
I
indie.
don't
know.
think the market is as large as you think it is, and it's like RPG Maker. There's going to be one that's really popular and it's going to work, and there aren't going to be any others. You don't do this for every game.
Well, for most games, it's like that. It's always going to be like the 1% rule almost, where 1% of the server is a private server. Even for any game today, 1% of the private servers capture almost the entire market anyway. Most private servers are empty. Like, almost every private server is empty except a few, which is normal.
I want to add before we get too far sidetracked. NCSoft is like the worst company to do that suggestion over because they had a game called City of Heroes.
Yeah.
It was profitable. It had a dedicated team, a player base, right? And NCSoft wanted to cancel it as part of a larger reorganization. They got offered money, right, to buy it out. They said no. They just closed it. So
I mean,
NCSoft is a big company. They're not going to waste their time dealing with what you're saying with this kind of open stuff for WildStar.
Yeah, a lot of
Well,
people
it's an
based
idea.
on that have been wondering why they're wasting their time with WildStar.
Exactly. So when they give up, they're going to just close it and move on.
possibly, yeah.
I guess it's just there haven't been enough years yet on it to like really say this isn't going to work. Close.
Speaking of years
It's-
of closing, next story, boys. You know what I'm talking about.
Bring it on.
EverQuest Next finally canceled.
Well, really?
I don't think
Yep.
anybody doubted that, and just about every one of the comments that is on the article on Twitter, everything, everybody's like, we all saw this coming. So
But guess who saw it coming first? The MMOs.com podcast. We called it. Aaron called it on here.
So,
Last week.
Yeah.
I'm
We were
pretty
talking
sure
about
that.
it.
Yeah, no.
Yo,
Matt's not giving
we
it
called
to
it
us.
on here.
Matt's
We
not
called it
giving-
on here. I demand some credit, all right? The MMOs.com team gets some credit.
You can demand it all you want, but they have the right not to give it to you.
Yeah.
No.
That's why we just
I'm taking
take it.
I am taking the credit from their mouths,
right.
all right? It's
Take what we
mine.
deserve.
It's like we saw a
Exactly.
skeleton on the floor, and we go, "That guy might have just died." Okay, like,
Yeah.
we're not wrong. We're just not. We just weren't the first to realize it.
Yo, we
Okay,
made it
so-
official.
Now, I do want to point out that so we didn't actually write the news article. A lot of sites capitalized on this, but now maybe you remember the guy's name. But the guy who was in charge of the project did come out and say he would have delivered a finished product had he been given the resources to do it. And while I certainly believe he would deliver a product, it seems kind of optimistic at this point to say that, he had everything he needed to do to create a finished product, and meanwhile the game gets canceled. It seems more like they did not have everything needed, hence why the game was canceled.
But do you buy that argument?
Basically, what I read from the Twitter stuff that people are sourcing is what I had said to you guys in chat, that basically it seems like when Columbus Nova bought out SOE, they thought it was too much of a risk and decided it's just taken them this long to decide they want to cancel it.
Oh.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Isn't there a quote by one of the guys saying, "We realized the game was just not going to be fun"?
Yeah.
Something along those
But again,
lines.
that's just, I don't buy that as like.
Okay, so
I do.
I
It's a pretty
would
honest answer.
I would have bought that. I would have bought that, but I've literally seen that for at least 3 cancellations in the past year.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what you say because you don't want to give a legitimate
Financial
answer. Those
reason.
answers are
Yeah.
far more complex than any one tweet or phrase can suggest, and you don't want to go into that. So you just say the game wasn't fun, and people easily take that at face value. That's fair. I'm sure it wasn't fun because it wasn't complete. So that's I prefer they say something and say that than say nothing at all. But it's definitely financial reasons, bureaucracy, change in management, lacking resources, all that stuff.
Well, the thing that gets me is, like I said, I mean, they literally went quiet right around the time that they announced that Columbus Nova had bought them out and made them Daybreak. I mean, it literally went quiet right around then. So it's just, it's obvious that Columbus Nova didn't want any part of this massive experiment, and instead they just capitalized on Landmark. It feels like they're gonna throw it out of early access like so many games like it do. Even though they're gonna put a major patch or two in, it feels sudden, and Landmark, from what I remember, is not finished at all. And a lot of people are pissed. They're like, I bought EverQuest Next Landmark. I bought this because my content was going into EverQuest Next, supposedly, or potentially.
Yep.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are pissed about that. And they're like, you've removed the EverQuest Next. You're canceling EverQuest Next. Give me a damn refund already. And I'm like, well, that's fair. I mean...
And those are $100 too for the Founders Packs. $100 to $60.
Holy shit, dude. Got scammed.
Yeah.
It's just
right.
Landmark literally coasted on the fact that it was part of EverQuest Next.
Yeah.
That is
Otherwise, why would you buy Landmark? Besides that, it wasn't really marketed as like the sandbox tool for EverQuest Next. Like that's what it was.
Yeah, and some of your creations were supposed to be used in the game.
It's bad deal.
I'd be pretty mad too. I mean, it's like the episodic games where you buy the season pass and they cancel every episode after the first one.
Yeah, and you were right to be pissed at that point.
Here's a hint, guys. Don't buy early access games.
That's
Yeah,
a good,
I like
good
that.
hit.
I like
Yeah.
that. Don't buy Founders Packs. Don't buy early access. I don't like the business model, so I prefer everybody else to stop supporting it. That way, they have to change their model to appease me. All right.
They're still selling these $100 packs on their website.
And the sad part is it's
never
launching.
gonna happen, dude. They're well tailored. They're specifically like engineered to like
Yeah,
with
I
your
know.
brain to make you buy it. You know.
Yep.
They're trying to make as much money as possible. So EverQuest Next, the Landmark is launching this spring, I believe, for $9.99. So they're releasing something.
I want to point out Daybreak just announced, or it just broke, that they're now also shutting down the EQ Worlds mobile app, which I really
That
don't
is a
even know
thing.
what that is. That's a thing.
Taylor?
So
I'd never heard of that before.
I have not heard of it either. But it's gone. Nixed.
And it's gone.
You know what's weird about EverQuest Next, dude? From the get-go, I was following it. What was that announced? 2013, 14? Around then, right? They released a video. The first video I saw for EverQuest Next was like that giant ogre thing, right? And it knocks down this building. It looked really cool. But I'm like, this doesn't really tell me anything about the game. It's almost like it's just there's like no development on the game yet. They have an idea, and they did some giant scaling and some destructible terrain. That was it. And as you saw more videos come out for the game, none of the videos look like a complete game at all. Like it seems like they really didn't spend any effort on the game. Look, even like the gameplay videos, it just seems like there's little.
The thing is, people were saying that basically, people more like knowledgeable about the game than I am said that it's basically they just threw out like landmark videos with a few changed things.
Yeah.
And basically what I'm getting out of it is that they never actually got past the take it out of landmark and prototype it phase.
Yeah,
and
that's what I feel like too.
they broke the #1 rule of AAA game development and showed stuff off too early.
Here's what happened, guys. Ready? They built half an engine and said, "Oh shit, this sucks. Let's just sell what we have for $100 and see what idiots buy it." And then that became Landmark.
No, I think it was more complex than that. I think it was like I think it was kind of like their H1Z1 thing, where it's like, we have 2 games here. Let's capitalize on the fact that we have 2 games.
Wait a minute. They didn't even. They still don't even have 1 game. Landmark's not even done. So it wasn't like that.
Well,
H1Z1 was actually a game before they split it.
Yeah.
Well, Landmark's
There was
worked
no
the
game
whole
with
time.
Landmark. Even today, Landmark is just basically you running around in an empty world.
And you can fight people and build things, and it's basically like a Minecraft type thing now.
Yes, that was the goal. But I don't think it's even close to what Minecraft is still in terms of features.
From what I've seen in videos, it's pretty close.
I don't know.
Well, that settles that debate.
All right,
Yeah.
well, let's play a game now. Ready? It's called What Will Daybreak Close Next? So what game is next on the chart?
DCUO.
DCUO or PlanetSide 2?
Oh,
DCUO.
DCUO? Alright, that sounds fair.
We'll see why there's more players online right now. They're both on Steam, aren't they?
Oh, Mary, you just went dark.
Yeah, your lights just turned off or something.
Just clap your hands.
We're back!
Oh.
Do you know what it was? I full screened Steam charts, right? And it was when you full screen Steam charts, the background is dark, so my background is literally lit by my
You
white
don't have a
background.
light?
I have a question for you.
I
Yeah,
do,
why don't you
but-
just turn your lights on?
That's a good question. But DC Universe Online has about 900 players online. I'm not sure how many PlanetSide 2 has. What do you guys think?
No, PlanetSide 2 has 2. PlanetSide 2 is
Yeah.
2.5.
PlanetSide
DC
2
is
is not good.
800,
DC
900.
Universe, DC Universe Online is the next one.
Alright,
Done.
I can see it. Matt, you won. You picked the
Yeah.
correct game.
Matt picked the correct one. And honestly, I don't think Daybreak Games, when they bought Sony, they went into it with like, let's make as much money as possible, fuck the long term. I don't think from the get-go, I don't think they were investing in like new games.
They're an investment firm. Of course they weren't.
Yeah, they want to make money right now, and they don't care about later. And they probably got a really good deal on Sony on Entertainment. That's why they got involved. So I guess what they would call this is runoff mode, meaning they run the games very minimally to get as much money as possible, and they run them off till they die.
Can we
I feel like
talk
that's-
about how many games Daybreak has closed? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. As far as we have, Cattle, they've closed 13 games since 2011.
Nice.
It's amazing.
A lot
Yeah,
of that
so-
was, when it was Sony too. So
Yeah, okay, fair
Well,
enough.
One of the things that I never got is why Sony got into a Western-focused online gaming company anyways.
but they were in it early. Sony Online thing was like was really on the ball with online games with Tenaris, with EverQuest, with what was it? What was that? There was a soldier game too on
Infantry.
Sony Online. Infantry. There we go. Yeah, it's an old game. I doubt anyone's heard of it now. But like
And
they
then
were in
Cosmic
early.
Rift.
Yeah, Cosmic. They were on the cutting edge of this stuff, and it was really popular back then. They were making money on it. But I don't know. I guess it went downhill since. Vanguard Saga of Heroes, another game that shut down.
Vanguard was cool, but like when it first came out, no one could run it basically, and then by the time people could run it, the art style was like it was too far gone. It was. I never liked the art style in Vanguard for all the things it did right. I don't know. It was like washed out and plasticky.
It had a lot of classes too, didn't it? It was one of those games that fucked the balance. Let's have a shit ton of classes.
Basically,
I know EverQuest did that as well, and it was actually I like that form of balance where like you don't really
Actually,
care
like a
too
lot
much
of
about it.
classes.
Yeah, me too.
which
It makes the game really fun because then you feel like there's something for everyone, and
Yep.
it's great.
speaking of classes, I do want to talk about Paladins briefly because like, okay,
How much did they
There-
change it? Have you played it, Matt? Since
I haven't
they
played it. I haven't
changed
played it since they changed it, and it's not changed yet. I don't think. I think it's an update still. It was just announced last week, but
All right.
they're gonna have a larger set of heroes with only a few cards each, like 20 to 25, and it's gonna be more like Heroes of the Storm or Smite. And
Like it's gonna be an actual MOBA rather than this.
well, the heroes are gonna be more MOBA-like. The game modes aren't, but the heroes are going to be more mobile-like.
Like,
And they're gonna.
what's that mean? Like, I mean, they're already sort of mobile-like.
I mean, they're going to be like more razor-focused. You can't like change their role anymore by getting different cards. They're going to have
less dynamic.
They're going to have cards that like expand on their role, and then they're going to have more champions to fill out the different roles rather than allowing you to switch the role of one champion.
Makes sense. I'm still not a fan of the cold card thing, to be honest.
I think it's a bad move. I think it's
Really?
taking away the only thing that they had going for them as unique, but apparently no one else agrees with me. Like, because they're changing it apparently based on feedback.
Yeah, the cards are
Huh?
stupid. The fewer cards, the better. That's it. That's all I gotta say.
Another big thing we got to cover too. Riot Games acquired Radiant Entertainment. So that's pretty big news, guys.
Who?
Riot Games bought Radiant Entertainment, and they're closing down Rising
yeah.
Thunder.
You mean Rising Thunder?
Yeah, Rising Thunder is actually falling thunder or sinking thunder because the game is shutting down.
I predict
Well, actually,
League fighting game.
Yeah, I heard. A
I
rumor
disagree with that prediction.
I know
No,
a lot
so-
of people do.
So a lot of people are predicting it because there was a rumor that Riot had a fighting game in development, and now they're like, oh, they bought Radiant Entertainment. That means they're making a fighting game now, right? They're going to resurrect their canceled thing, right?
No.
They got a card game. Get the hell out of here. They are
yeah,
making a
that
card
was
game,
my guess.
hands
Card game.
down. They're gonna milk that shit. They're gonna put it on mobile. They're gonna put it on your tablet. They're gonna put it in your bathroom. Bath tech, baby. They're going mobile.
Bath tech, I
They're
like
taking
it.
the world by storm. That's
Tech.
what's happening at Riot. Riot wants.
They're gonna
some
have
more
a
money.
a Riot specific tablet that you can put on your bathroom wall, and it also it dispenses toilet paper when you win or you lose,
Damn
right?
right. Yeah, you better win.
You get the okay. If you win,
You get less
you get the
paper.
good shit. You get like the Charmin, and then if you lose, you get the Kirkland Costco brand.
Oh.
Costco one's good.
The-
Costco one's
The one. You get like the one.
DJ's brand.
You know the really bad crap that like you have like a 50% chance of like your hand like bursting through the toilet and like
yes, I know what it's
molesting
called.
your asshole. You know.
That's 99
That's
cents store
like the
toilet paper.
$1 store. 99 cents store brand stuff.
Wait, okay, so getting back to Thunder, Rising Thunder for a second. Oh, you played this game, right?
Yeah.
Okay, this is another game that to me looked soulless. Like, these robots look so generic, the color palette looks generic to me.
Not that it was soulless. It just didn't feel fluid. Like, I like Brawlhalla a lot more, and I mean, I've still played that more recently too. It just Rising Thunder didn't appeal to me. I tried playing it, and it just didn't feel fluid the same way Street Fighter would or any other fighting game.
Well, see, Rising Thunder was a big experiment in trying to make fighting games playable on a keyboard. So instead of having complex combos and all that, you had like your moves equipped to a button, basically, and there were less moves.
And there were
And
cooldowns.
it worked in a few ways. Like, it was a good experiment, but like, yeah, it didn't feel as like constantly. You didn't feel like you were constantly moving as much as you did. You made like a bid for like killing the other person, and then you had to like sit back for a minute or use basic attacks.
Yeah. What does everybody think Riot's going to do with Radiant Entertainment? What is Riot's next game?
Well,
She said it was a fighting game.
I think that they bought it for the tech. I think they bought the
Not the
tech
tech.
and the team.
What tech did they have?
Tech and the team. They had the
Well, they
tech
bought it for the
that
team.
They
whatever
bought it for the team.
Radiant had.
They bought it for the
for
team. They bought it for the employees. They didn't buy
I
it for
think
the
they bought it
shitty
for
Rising
both.
Thunder. The shitty Rising Thunder engine? Come on, what are they going to use that for?
guys.
They probably had
The
some
Rising
like a
Thu-
net
Have
tech
you
that
seen
they
Have you
needed.
seen leaks
No,
of shitty
okay,
engine? This
wait,
is an improvement.
wait. The guys that made Rising Thunder, part of the development, or the founders made GGPO. They probably bought it for the GGPO guys.
Yeah.
I mean,
Wait,
he's a
wait,
very
the
talented worker.
GGPO guys are on Rising Thunder?
Well,
Yeah.
now they're Riot.
Yeah, they bought it for tech. Like I said,
No, they bought it for this Acquihire.
they're buying it for net tech, like for the
They
net
bought it
code
for the
tech.
employees.
Can we keep in mind too that League is getting a new client, and more than likely they're also being absorbed to work on this new client and bolster League. Maybe they're going to give it a replay system.
I
The
didn't
good
hear
thing
about
about
the client.
GGPO was its net code. That was like so good about GGPO. That's what they're going to be using it for net tech. I'm calling it right now.
NetTech.
I'm calling it net tech. I don't think that's what it's actually called, but it's the technology for their net code.
Sure. Did you have to like open ports to use GGPO? like from your router. Like that's not good netcode.
You have to open
I don't
ports to
remember.
host most things.
No,
I know, but
not
like
most. It
if
used to
it's-
be most.
No,
It's
but
still
what GGPO?
most if you're
Okay,
hosting.
have you guys actually played GGPO? Who here has
No,
actually played GGPO?
I have not.
I've used it.
I have. I've played it extensively. Okay, and what's good about it is it doesn't have. It's very good with like the way it handles like lag and stuff for fighting games. So you can play with people, and you know fighting games are super like sensitive to lag, right? But you could actually play it with GGPO, and I think that's why they're.
Well, what GGPO does is if it lags, it predicts the best moves, and then when it catches up, when the connection is picked back up, it will go back, do the actual moves real quickly, and estimate where it should be.
Nice.
Well, they bought it. I think they bought it for the employees still, but we'll see what's going to come out next. Obviously, the netcode stuff is good too, but
They have like so many employees doing like that.
I mean, companies like Google and Apple every year, every month, like Apple buys like 3 companies, right? And you never even hear about it. They buy companies and they shut down the products and they keep the employees. They're called acqui-hires. It's a very popular term in like Silicon Valley. So even if companies like Apple, which have like 20,000 employees, Google, which has I don't know how many employees, but tens of thousands, right? If these companies are doing it all the time, it wouldn't be surprising if they Riot like finally doing it once.
Yeah.
It's not even about how many employees you have. You have to find the right people, and I guess these were the right people.
Can we just take a moment to highlight that the new League client will be getting rid of Adobe Air?
Finally, holy
Thank
shit!
goodness.
But will we get replays?
No.
Probably not.
Do you remember? We were promised replays like 2 years ago. Who made the video? I think was it Freak or Morello or somebody else saying like replays are in the PBE. They're right around the corner, right?
Yeah.
What happened? Shoot, write an
Yeah, I don't
angry letter to Riot for me, all right? In all caps. It better be all caps, all right? And just say where the FK model replays and spell replays.
You act like Riot cares about me anymore.
Right.
Fine, give me an email there. Give me an email of somebody over there. I want to send an angry email, all right?
Alright.
I won't say I got the email from you, okay? But I'll send out angry emails. Oh, so we mentioned gold farming earlier too, but I wanted to say I got an email from a company and they're like, "Hey, can we'll pay you if you make your videos and mention like our gold farming website at the beginning of your videos. We'll pay you a lot of money."
Awesome.
And I'm like, I didn't even reply, but obviously I'm not going to take their money to do that because that's shady as shit.
Wait, really? You did?
Yeah, they offered
Oh
to pay
my
me to, like at the beginning of every video just to say like, go to whatever.com to buy gold from Black Desert Online. But obviously,
Oh my god, it's a
Couldn't do
BDO
that.
seller?
yeah, a video seller emailed me like to buy advertising on our YouTube channel, but that ain't gonna fly. We ain't about that shit.
Tell them.
Tell me you want a free sample.
It's $1 million per video. $1 million.
Tell-
You
tell
need
I want a free sample.
first, yeah.
They gotta give us all free shit, alright? And then we take their stuff and we say, fuck you. That's kind of
$1 million. $1 million per video.
Alright, I'll do it. I'll ask for $1 million.
I want to add something real
Not
quick.
gonna-
Alright, do it.
I want to
Do
add
it.
something real quick, guys, about immersion in gaming, because I think immersion is really important. So,
Alright.
when I'm back in Vegas or New Jersey, the way I play Black Desert, or any game really, but Black Desert because I played it the most recently, I have the game on one monitor, muted, 100% muted, no sound, no music. On my other monitor, I have like YouTube videos playing, right? I'm listening to that while I play. So when I came to Turkey, I only have one monitor. I installed the game, and I didn't change any settings, I just launched it. So I was in full screen, like I couldn't minimize, with the music on, the graphics maxed out, and it kind of felt beautiful. Like I kind of felt like I was in it.
Yeah.
So that's fun.
You actually got to feel the game instead of being
Whoa.
distracted.
Are you telling me I shouldn't watch Next Gen while playing Black Desert? Because that's what I'm on season 6 now.
Unmuted.
and I don't think I can
right?
stop.
And you have to get
Yeah,
muted.
I always play unmuted, and then I have YouTube or Next Gen on my other monitor, and I'm watching and I grind. But sometimes I do turn the sound on and I like get myself absorbed in the game, and it does make a huge difference. I always turn off that second monitor because of that.
I mean,
But there is definitely a like I think personally I think it's two-sided. Like if a game can be absorbing with the sound on, one monitor getting in and being absorbed, and I can also play while watching something else, I think I have the right balance. I need to be able to do both.
yeah.
I need to multitask and be absorbed.
Yeah, I don't see myself keeping it that way.
Oh, breaking
but
news.
It was a good experience.
Yeah.
Hey guys, breaking news apparently for True Savior. Unless this is the same.
Yeah, we already talked about that.
We talked about this. But my immersion for Black
Yeah,
Desert
we
Online
did.
is a nude patch, alright? I want to get immersed in those nude, gorgeous.
Did you get
Black
those
Desert-
the nudity patch up yet?
There's some good content. So
It looks mad
There's a
sketchy
Reddit
to
post on
install. I am not installing it right now.
Hashtag worth.
Oh, so since we're back on the topic of Black Desert, I did want to talk about PvP a little because I've gotten to do it finally. Basically, okay, so gear is important in that game, and like if you're at like +8 and the other person has +15 everything, you're gonna get wrecked. But one of the things I noticed that's even a bigger problem right now is that it's so pot heavy. Like it is all about the health
Pot
pots.
spamming?
Like,
It's all about getting stoned. All right.
basically, you can use pots even if you're stunned or knocked down.
That is awesome.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Wait,
I've experienced
what?
that in combat. Yeah,
Yeah,
you can
it's-
do it all the time in combat like that.
It's absurd. It's because you knock someone down and you go for the kill and it's like they heal back up and I'm sitting there like, God damn it! It was a sliver from death. Come on. But
I like that.
one of the bigger problems than that even is that rangers and witches on horseback have skills and they can run past you and just like AoE the shit out of you and kill you. And if there are two of them, they can basically damage you enough all at once that you can't out heal it.
That's awesome.
Dude, that is awesome. I'm so glad I'm a ranger on a horse.
But I like that kind of
OP.
stuff, you know. Who cares about balance, you know? Just as long as there's fun shit going on.
Yeah, balance. I think balance is like.
Potion spam isn't really fun.
Whoa.
No,
don't think
potion spam is driving me insane because the combat is so fun and PvP is really fun to get into, but the potion spamming is killing me.
Yeah, it's pretty stupid. I mean, that you can just spam potions like that. Honestly,
I mean, what
even
did you
make
do?
PvE way too easy.
I mean, I think they need to at least up it to a 10 to 15 second cooldown on pots.
Yo, don't you guys remember Diablo 2? If you couldn't one-shot somebody,
Yes.
you couldn't kill them. Because they...
Yeah.
Okay, so
you literally had to one-shot them. Diablo 2 PvP was the worst. 90% of the time,
brutal.
like, he one-shots you or you one-shot him. It was
okay,
never
so people are going on about the ghillie suit, so I want to talk about that a little. The ghillie suit is not pay to win. You can definitely see people and take them out without
But I'm
being able to see their name.
colorblind. I can't see it. I can't see colors.
Yeah.
But
Okay,
they have an advantage.
It's
that's
an
a very-
advantage.
The colorblind people are a very specific case, and that's a different issue altogether.
That is-
But the ghillie suit is not pay to win. But what I use it for personally is we have a rule in our guild that if you're gonna cause shit, wear the ghillie suit so that they don't see your guild tag,
That's pretty
so
cool.
they can't declare war on you.
That's
Yeah, okay.
awesome.
Ooh.
I mean, it really doesn't help in PvP to have it. You really still have to do well at PvP. They're not gonna like not see you and not hit you just because you're wearing it. I mean, it's non-targeting anyways, and there's no way to lock on somebody. So, and if you're in
I
a
don't know,
guild,
man.
war-
The first attack is still like means a lot in PvP.
not
Not in
when
this
you can
game,
out
when you
heal
can
it.
Pop back to full.
Not when you got
Yeah.
anything potions, baby.
I mean, is there cooldown on potions or?
Yeah, yeah.
5
Very low.
seconds. 5 seconds. It's not enough.
It
Wait,
makes
But,
what? You can just
Here's my
spam
fix.
pots all day in PvP.
Yeah. Alright.
All right, we're
Okay,
back,
so then
with the podcast. Go ahead.
Alright,
So then-
Aaron broke something.
No, it broke on its own. I didn't break anything.
the other thing about the ghillie suit is, if you're in a guild war with another guild, you can see their tag anyways.
Cool story.
Alright.
All
I
right,
want to say one thing about the PvE. All right, listen. The PvE in Black Desert Online, the way it works is you literally have to pull like 20 things at once, 10 things at once. So you're killing so many things at once. But I feel like I'm not getting any actual mechanically better at the game because I don't have to dodge attacks. What's the point? I just get in and use a potion. Who cares? I have 200 potions equipped at once anyway. So I can grind for 2 hours without having to refill potions. Why dodge attacks when I can just eat the attack and just use potion to make like grinding even faster? Like if they just made the potions longer cooldown, I can pull less monsters and make the XP rate a little bit faster to even it out. But I think it
You
just
guys are
creates a better
telling me-
game.
You guys are telling me to play this game.
Sure.
It's still a good game, but it
Sure,
just
I got
they
this
have to-
issue. At this point, like, I think you're just not playing it because you don't want to try it. Because, like, you're invested in not trying it. I think you would like it more than, like, me or Sean.
No.
And plus,
I think my
It's good.
desires in the MMO are significantly different than yours.
But
It's
no,
got-
that's what I'm
it's
saying.
also got
I'm basing it on
combos and
I'm basing it
iframes.
on what you would like, not what I would like.
Is there etchy in it?
No.
There is a new patch.
There are erotic role players.
Yeah, we're on
Oh,
the
yeah.
I'm one of them.
Mm.
we're on the role playing server. The combat's like visceral or whatever. There's plenty of non-combat shit to do.
There are iframes, there's combos, there's all sorts of crap.
Built-in nipples. That's right. They modeled the nipples on the characters, which is pretty funny.
All right, well, we're coming towards the end of the podcast, and it kind of crashed, and I don't know if I want to use this half or just leave it.
Well, there is one thing we missed because I got
Weekly raid. We didn't even start at the beginning.
I got hijacked in the beginning there.
Oh, shit.
I
Yeah,
jacked
right
it.
at the beginning. Yeah, you're right. All right, well, don't let us
I wanna-
start with
Nice
that.
excuse, Sean.
Sean, fix it. Go back in time.
All right, fine. Let's do that now, and then I don't know how I'm going to combine these two parts, so I don't really want to render
It's not
it.
that hard.
It's called Sony Vegas. You just drag and drop.
Ah, fine. All right, go. Let's go.
Drag and drop stuff.
All right, weekly raid.
Okay,
boys.
last week's weekly raid to start off censorship. Pretty much nobody really believes in censorship. The only person who gave a good argument was Erhan, which was a pretty good one, where games are a service and MMOs.
Well, Kim Jong-un is pro-censorship, all right? His opinion matters.
That's right. It's
All right?
Stalin
He's
was pro-censorship too.
He's got a reason, all right?
I think Hitler was pro-censorship, so if you like censorship, you're just Hitler. It's pretty much how it goes. But everyone kind of expressed an opinion in their own ways, and I think there was an overall consensus of it would be nice to be able to play games in their original forms. I'm also really proud no one did the art bullshit. No one said games are art, don't touch them, because that's
Okay.
like very empty.
I have a question.
But this week's raid, what?
Okay. Oh, about last week's, before we go on to this week's.
Go ahead.
Okay, so it kind of is connected to that whole service thing. Let's say a
Yeah.
game changes, like WoW, the Cataclysm, right?
Yeah.
In a way, it's censorship because like it's changing. So that's why I kind of excluded services because they're always changing. All right, go on.
That's fair. So this week, to not get caught up in the same conversation from last week, this week I'm asking, or we're asking, can you play MMOs as a single player? So a lot of MMORPGs these days, you're in a world, there's people all around you, but you don't necessarily need to interact with other people, right? You kind of have this single player experience, or you can play it that way. But my issue with a game like that is oftentimes I play a game and I get bored because I'm by myself. My friends aren't sitting there on Discord mocking me, saying like, oh, I'm 3 levels ahead of you, so I don't have that drive. So I'm curious if some people can jump into an MMO and play it without playing with friends and, get to the end game on their own and make friends in game, or do they need, other people they know to kind of push them to keep playing?
Okay.
I don't think I'd be playing Black Desert if I was by myself.
That's 2 questions though. 1, playing a single player, and 2, playing it without real life friends to start with. Right?
Yeah, so what? Okay, 2 questions in one.
I just want to make sure I understood.
Sean's again. So what? What? 2 questions. You want to
No,
fight?
no,
So what? Go ahead.
No.
Answer them.
Because it's kind of misleading to say single player. It's more like going into it alone, or you know what I'm saying?
Can you play MMOs alone as a title just sounds
All right.
sad.
Okay, all right. Fair enough. We can just discuss both.
Have you heard of Kirito? He's a lone wolf player. Come on. See?
Yeah.
He can do it.
Yeah. Kirito, 100 push-ups, 100 squats, that's One Punch Man.
Oh my god, Kirito, he's so dreamy. So
Do you fantasize like
dreamy.
Kirito?
No, I fantasize about Lifa.
So there we go. Can you play an MMORPG by yourself?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Can you give me an example? Like, tell us about a game that you played without anybody else.
Star Wars: The Old
Getting you to
Republic.
play stuff.
I got the max level and then did lots of PvP by myself. I did quit though eventually because I got in early the first month and there was no content. So
Right.
yeah, but I did it all on my own. No one, even my brother didn't play with me. It was just me.
Wow. But if there were other people playing with you, I feel like if you had a bunch of people shit-talking you on Vent or whatever was big at the time,
Oh, it would help.
didn't you think you would keep playing?
Yeah. It'd be more fun. Yeah.
All right. My experience is yes, you can. I played Maple Story and I played with Airhunt, dude, technically, right? But we were never partied. We were always doing our own thing, right? And like you would hunt, and if you ever found somebody else in your hunting ground, you'd be like, "Get the fuck out of here! I was here first. Go change channel, right?"
Or you would
You'd like
just
get
say,
mad at this guy, like he's in your channel. Like who is this asshole to want to like kill your monsters? You know, those are my green mushrooms, all right? Those are my blue mushrooms. Those are my pigs. Get the fuck out, all right? And I played that game almost exclusively single player. The only time I'd play with somebody else is if I wanted to party. When you party, you go AFK, right? And then when they kill stuff, you gain experience. And you can see how long you'd stay in the party by, not doing anything before they kick you out.
Wow.
That's the only time I party with somebody else. If I wanted to leech experience, and some people let me stay on for hours on end without realizing I wasn't doing anything. I'd be like BRB water, and I'd never come back.
Right? Anyone else?
I need people to play with.
Needy.
But
So
they
if
don't
you-
have to be my friends. They can be just people.
Yeah, that's
like
fine.
if there's content in game that's like, you know, party up content, like I can do that too. But I don't like games that are like a solo grind experience. Not really my thing.
Shoot, life is a solo grind experience.
It
The,
is.
so-
That's why I
That's
play games.
too real, guys.
It's not
Take a step
necessarily
back.
it's a solo grind experience. It's just like you could be playing a game and your friend can be playing a game, and you may not be playing together, but you're both playing the same game.
well, now you
See what I'm saying?
raised an even more
Sort
important
of,
question.
but I need an even co-op thing at least.
What does it mean to play an MMO together these days? Because in the old
That's a good
days,
question.
it meant you had to be on the same screen, right?
Right.
And what was
Like
you saying?
Ultima?
Exactly, Ultima, EverQuest. Today, in Black Desert, I don't think I've ever been on the screen with any of you.
No, I met you once.
In Maple Story, I was never on the same screen with anyone. So, like, I guess just being on Skype or whatever is the new multiplayer.
I played with some of our friends on Discord a couple times.
Oh, you're grinding with them, right?
No,
Yeah, grinded with them.
They were just doing charity.
Black
for you.
Desert. Black
No, we're
Desert
same level.
especially.
Go ahead.
Yep, Black Desert especially. A lot of the multiplayer crap is at the end game, with the guild sieges, guild missions, guild PvP.
It's always a day away.
Always a day
Until
away.
it's there. Until you're there.
We'll see. We'll see. Are you doing stuff with the guild now, Matt?
Yep,
Your guild?
daily.
Oh yeah. Okay, that's cool. Yo, record some videos or Twitch or whatever.
Yeah, I'm gonna start streaming soon.
Okay, cool. I'm
Cool.
actually
Already
interested
talked-
in seeing what the, it looks like.
I talked to the guild about it, and they're like, it's fine, except during sieges, I need to put it on a huge delay, basically,
Oh,
so
yeah.
that nobody looks at our
Makes sense.
tactics.
Or you could just put it on after, like on YouTube or whatever. It's fine. Whatever they want.
Well, it's better to do it on stream anyway.
Yeah.
See, guys, I have to play an MMO because I can't be a girl in real life, all right?
No,
That's why I play.
You can if you go to Thailand.
There you go.
All right, well, that is the weekly raid. Please leave a comment on
Yeah.
the site, not just on.
Share your opinions. Give us some solo. If you any good solo grinding experiences. What games were really good to play solo for you? Obviously, it's different for everybody else. Everybody had a different experience. So just share that with us. We read all the comments on the weekly raids. In fact, we read all the comments on MMOs.com as well as the YouTube channel. So if you ever want to communicate with us, leave a comment somewhere or just PM us. We read everything. So and we like hearing from you guys.
Everything.
By we, he means he, by the way. So just
Yeah, I read all the comments because I have access to the YouTube channel, and when I read everything, it's marked as read. So I get the best way to read the comments. So if you want to reach me, and I can obviously communicate any message to anybody else too.
Yeah, there it is. So that is the podcast, episode 43. Hope you guys enjoyed. That is all.
Yeah.
Say your farewells before I kill you.
Later, guys.
Peace.
Peace.
All right, there
Yeah.
it is.